Okay, so as part of your survival training, what you need to be taking care of is all of the usual elements, but when you get to the end part of your plan, your navigation and your route finding, you could well come across natural terrain obstacles like we've got here. So if this is the only thing between you and safety, you're going to want to have some strategies for getting over it. And what we're going to do this morning is going to look at a few simple techniques that you can incorporate into your training. So I could climb over that without any problem, but if I've got people in the party that can't get over there, as a leader I'm going to want to go up and set up some sort of assistance or haul system. The other thing I'm going to want to do as a leader is I'm going to want to go and do my reconnaissance and make sure there's not another cliff over the top of it. You know, it's no point taking the whole party up there if we find an impassable obstacle above it. You know, we'd have to start having a rethink then. What you'll see on the end here is this big knot. This is called a monkey's paw. And you'll never get a single rope up over an obstacle. You need to put a weight on the end. This is one of the ways that you can do it. And although it looks fairly complicated as a knot, with a bit of practice you'll find it's quite straightforward. Okay, so the important thing, you can see it's not as easy as it looks to throw a line up round a tree on a crag. Now, once it's round it, you need to get it down to you. What you want to do is send some waves up the road, like so. Okay, so we've got a really simple obstacle here. The idea is to make sure the leader's absolutely safe so as they can carry on leading and to get them up there for a look-see. A couple of things to note with a double rope, obviously they can move independently, so if you pull on one, this is going to happen. You've got the risk of rope burn. So strong hands, holding the two together, keeping your body weight back, trusting the rope, and up we go. Okay, so fairly straightforward. Now that I'm up here, I've found that there's another obstacle. So we're not going to bring the party up here after all. That means I need to get back down safely. Okay, so how to get down? In reality, what I'd have done is pull the rope up and find another anchor over the top. But because of the difficulties filming here against the sun, I've come back down here. Now this technique only requires a rope. It doesn't require a harness, carabiners, descenders, anything of that nature. It's an old tried and tested technique. It's not the most comfortable in the world, you have to be warned. It works better when you've got really thick trousers and jackets on, but it will get you down safely. It's called the South African abseil. Step in between the two ropes, cross behind the back, put between the legs. You can either hold one half in each hand or both halves in one. We've got a simple there, a simple and safe abseiling technique, which is far more comfortable than the traditional European abseil, which is very, very painful. Okay, come down slowly and you'll minimise the risk of any rope burn. And where these techniques are really useful is for ground like this that's not vertical, not overhanging, but it's too steep for really safe down climbing. And this is a technique that you can teach easily to most members of your party. Okay, nice and straightforward. So now let's move over to a bigger part of the crag here, and we'll have a look at some other techniques up on this steeper portion. Okay, so we've had a lucky shot and we've thrown our heaving line up round a tree on a higher crag. We still want to get our leader up there first to do the recce and to set up a hauling system and assistance system for the other members of the party. But would we realistically try to climb this crag hand over hand? Well, I guess some people out there can, but there's easy ways of doing it. Remember, as the leader, you have to look after your own health and safety so as you can look after the people in your party. Because this old rope, this is even tarred, this rope, it has tar in it, they're very, very grabby compared to a synthetic climbing rope. So I'd normally use 3 or 4 turns. On this I'm only going to use 2 complete turns. Round the rope and back through the loop. That doesn't look much, but that's going to be my main safety attachment. Just click this into the harness. What I'm also going to have is a foot loop, so as I can get up the rope. Twice. You'll see once you weight these, they soon tighten up. So, up we go. Okay, so I'm just going to get about getting up here. What's happening is I'm having to release the knot each time because this rope is so sticky. But that's okay, at least we know it's not going to slip. This is still hard work, especially if you've got a few extra pounds on you like I have at the moment. When we get to the top, That's where the fun and game starts, if it's overhanging like this. In reality, the chances of you trying to get over something like this in a survival situation, the risk assessment's not worth it. Walk around it, or find another route. You can see how here, I'm not going to be able to slide the prusik up the rope because it's so hard against the overhang, which is why I took the precaution earlier of dangling down this safety loop. So I'm just going to get up and clip into that and then just climb over like you would have to if it was for real. Okay, so whatever else happens now, I'm not going to hit the ground when I'm going over the top. Okay, made it. So you can see by the demo that I just did there, it's not easy getting up vertical rock. In reality, you'd probably be foolhardy to even try it in a survival situation, unless the people in the party were experienced climbers. But the more of this stuff you do, the more options you have, you know, and it's worth practicing on less severe ground. 70-80 degree steep dangerous slopes that you couldn't really climb up. This stuff's perfect. I just thought I'd show you on vertical ground today. Of course there are easier ways.